Right here is a landmark in this small town of Falkville. This is a water tower. It sits right outside of this public library. And the Falkville water tower has been a landmark since it was built between 1935 and 1936 as part of a major waterworks project. It brought fresh drinking water to the citizens of Falkville. The project cost $45,000 and was made possibly by a $20,000 grant through the U.S. Public Works Administration. The balance was paid by a 30-year bond secured by the town and repaid by revenues of the water department. A large filtering facility was also part of the project, and the water tower was placed out of service in 2004. This marker was courtesy of the Homecoming 2010 committee of Rona Howell, Summerford, Vernon Ayer, and Councilman Matt Stiles. This is Falkville, Alabama. Let's go. What's going on, subbies and views? This your boy P9 with another vlog, and I am here in the small town of Falkville, Alabama. So we're gonna take a walk through the small railroad town and get some insight and some nice visuals. So without further ado, let's go. Now, Falkville is a small town located in Morgan County. It is actually roughly 20 to 30 miles south of Decatur, and it is part of the Huntsville-Decatur combined statistical area. And I'm standing outside of the town hall of Falkville. You can see the beautiful water tower right there, and this is the town hall and the municipal building of Falkville, which houses the court, the municipal court, the water department, as well as the fire department. So this is the municipal building. Now, the thing about Falkville is that it was incorporated on 3 separate occasions. The first incorporation was 1876, and then again 10 years later in 1886, and finally on December 13th of 1898. So it was incorporated 3 times in the late 19th century. But it was named after Louis M. Falk, a Prussian merchant who immigrated to the area in the late 1850s. Falk opened a general store in what is now Falkville in 1859, and later became the town's first postmaster. And the Louisville and Nashville Railroad was constructed through Falkville in the early 1870s, and a rail station opened in 1872. So Falkville was also a small town located off of the Louisville and Nashville Railroad. So it's one of the several towns located on that railroad. As you can see right here, it looks like a couple of abandoned buildings, but they also have what looks like a stage right here. So I'm guessing they're going to have an event. I think they're going to have a fall festival here in Falkville tomorrow. So they're setting the stage for that. Now, Falkville, throughout its history, has been hit by a couple of tornadoes. One that hit, 2 of them that hit in the 1950s. One was an F4 tornado that hit in 1955. It tore through the town, killing 5 people and injuring 20. And then 2 years later, in 1957, a F3 hit the southern part of the town, and that one killed 2 people and injured 90 people. So couple of tornadoes in the 50s that hit the town, but this is the main drag right over here off of Highway 31. We're going to get back into downtown momentarily, but this is you know, a good view of Highway 31, and if you go further down that way, you hit that right, you'll be on the way to I-65. So Falkville is another one of those towns located right off of I-65. If you come this way, they have this little thing right here, this little hitch, which looks like it was once a hot dog stand, but it's just sitting idle right here. And it brings us to this beautiful mural. It says, "Welcome home to Falkville." So there's illustrations. These are illustrations that illustrate the history of the town. There goes a freight train. Illustration of a freight train that's also running down the railroad tracks here in Falkville. There goes the water tower. Illustration of the water tower that has the established date of 1886 on it. The American flag, of course. And they have the railroad track, and then they have the slogan, "A small town like a big family." Very well. So this is a nice mural of Falkville. And if you could see, this mural was done by D. Walker in 2022. So D. Walker did the mural, and it's hashtag North Alabama Murals, a program of the Alabama Mountain Lakes Tourist Association. So shout out to D. Walker for that really nice mural welcoming the guests into the town. And it looks like this building right here used to host what's called an M&M auction. Colonel T. Michael Hill, New Haulers Welcome. Okay, so it used to be, I'm guessing either they probably do, who knows, maybe they do still host auctions. I don't know if they still host auctions here or not, but it's called M&M auction. And you can see there's literally a bunch of little M&M little figurines and whatnot over here, and they have a bench right here. M&M auction. Okay, it looks like they have some antiques over here as well. Interesting. Over here by the railroad tracks that serve the L&N Railroad, and about to walk down Railroad Avenue, which serves as the main drag for downtown Falkville. And this is the Falkville Fire and Rescue Station right here. So we're about to take a walk down Railroad Avenue and see what type of buildings they have. Starters, they have this what's called Anders Machine Shop. It looks like 9 times out of 10 looks like it's a functioning establishment. And of course, here you go with the scarecrows, fall decorations out in full swing. They even have a scarecrow right here that's climbing a ladder. Oh, that's pretty cool right there. That's very creative, very creative. And the pumpkins and the stacks of hay right there. Really cool, really cool. But I think these buildings are abandoned. I could be wrong. I mean, it looks like they should, you know, I mean, if nothing else, they might be abandoned buildings with no functional businesses, but at least they still use the storefronts as decorations, I guess. This one track mine. Carpenter's Cabinet, Food Pantry and Community Resource Center. Okay, that's good that they have that right here to serve the community. Food Pantry. And they have a coffee company called Cross Ties Coffee Company, located right by the railroad track. So that's really cool as well. They have some murals over there, but it looks like yeah, it's some murals for the coffee company, Cross Ties. It's really nice. Looks like this is closed off. It's probably just for like the accessible for the customers, it looks like. But it's a nice murals over there. Nice murals over here too for the Apples florist. So they have a florist called Apples Florist. So a couple of little establishments right here in the downtown area. So this is at the corner of Railroad Avenue and East Main Street. There could not have been a more opportune location to sit down and take a breather in the shade. This little shaded area with wooden seating and wooden ceilings with the ceiling fans, it sits right outside of Town Hall of Falkville. So I'm finna get up and go check out this public library and the marker in front of it and conclude this vlog. You can see you see the John Deere's over there, so it's some farm equipment going on over here. A shout out to the farmers of America. But what you have here is the Falkville Public Library. That is what it is now. But this was actually originally the town hall building. So the town hall was relocated to the building we just left. And this was the original building, which is now occupied by the Falkville Public Library. And City Hall building was built in 1936. At the time, E.L. Drinkard was the mayor and V.O. Clark was the town clerk. So yeah, and you got these nice little flowers out here. And this is the front of the Falkville Public Library. As you can see, you have the drawings of the ghosts and Halloween stuff. So that's pretty cool. But here's a marker that lays out the history of the original Falkville Town Hall building. According to a bronze plaque located on the east side of the building, the original town hall was built from 1936 to 1937 by the Works Progress Administration, aka the WPA. The two-story brick structure was one of the earliest projects in Morgan County. The building's cornerstone lists Mayor E.L. Drinkard and Alderman L.E. Brown, J.L. Rowe, D.S. Sibley, and J.W. Tomlinson. The town clerk was V.O. Clark and the policeman was Dan P. Ryan. The first floor housed the town jail and firefighting equipment. Located on the second floor were the mayor's office and the police station. Currently, the building is home to the Falkville Public Library, as we just laid out. So, wow, that's good that they kept the history of all the staff and, you know, the mayor and you know, his cabinet and whatnot. And yeah, that's pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? Kind of a Mayberry, Andy Griffith kind of setup here. You know, in a very small town. Again, they even have a DG Market store right over here. So being that Falkville is not too far from the service road, there is a truck stop. I believe it's a either a Pilot or a Love's. One of those two truck stops located right here. It's also a full-fledged service station right here in the town of Falkville. So everything is conveniently located. With that in mind, good people, this concludes the vlog right here in the small town of Falkville, Alabama. I'd like to thank everyone who took the time out to watch this vlog. And if you was rocking with me all the way up until this point, make sure you hit the like button. Also, if you're new to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button along with the notification bell. And once you hit that notification bell, make sure you select all. That way you get notified each and every time P9 drops a new vlog or a live stream. With that in mind, good people, thanks again for tuning in. See you on the next one. Peace.